Well, howdy, howdy, howdy. Finally, seniors, that is here. Greetings, boys, girls, and all of our non-binary friends, and welcome to this, a brand new day. And remember, no matter who you are valid. And if you are a bigot, well, I think it's time for some self-reflection. Well, son of a gun, I had terrible insomnia last night. If I don't take something like melatonin, I will not sleep. My biggest problems, of course, are getting to sleep and then staying asleep. I go to bed anywhere from 12:30 to 1:30 in the morning, because if I go to bed any earlier, I'm going to be up and ready for the day at 3 o'clock. I go to bed at 1 o'clock-ish. I wake up around 5-ish from pain. But resting, while not as good as sleeping, is better than being up and around. It is still restful. So I stay in bed, I was going to say topping and turning, but I sleep alone, tossing and turning side to side because I hurt until right around 7:30, 7:40-ish, and then I get out of bed and start getting ready for the day. I have had troubles getting ready for the day. I have mentioned before that under normal circumstances, people with no real chronic issues, you start the day with like anywhere from 95 to 100 spoons, and you spend spoons as you go through the day. You know, it might be making breakfast as 2 spoons, taking a shower as 2 spoons. At the end of the day, you may still have 20, 25 spoons left, and then sleeping, you regenerate all them spoons and you start the next day. On a good day, I'll start off with 70, and I'm lucky. I'm lucky. There are people out there that on a good day, they start out with 20. So I am not complaining about the 70 part. But there are days, like when you have terrible insomnia, that, oh boy, I sure did not start the day with 70. I am running on just fumes, but life is life, you know. I'm not going to whine and moan too much about it, except to mention that this video is going to be relatively short, probably, unless I really get my mouth running talking about my creative stuff. So, that's the reason, because, ugh. And this was with 15 milligrams of melatonin. There are just some nights that it's hard to sleep. And this is me on good nights. I only say that because most of my life I have not had stuff like melatonin to sleep. And those are the nights that I went to bed at 10 o'clock. And it was around 3 o'clock before I fell asleep. And then up at 6. So, yay. But still, like I say, at least I slept some. Now, here's one of the things that I did manage to write down. Because I did have a few things, but mostly it's other stuff I want to talk about. I'm gesturing toward games, not towards, the juncture of my thighs. No, it was towards the games that I have in front of me. But the thing that I wanted to talk about here, again, the horrible AI slop, and how, again, if you paint a picture or draw a picture and I point to a feature on it, why is this color? Why is there a clock on the shelf? Why is there a shelf? Why is the character smiling? You have an answer for each of those. But on an AI generated thing, you just give it a prompt, and then if I say, why is the character smiling? Your answer is, I don't know. Why is this blue? I don't know. Why is that? I don't know, because you didn't do anything. None of it has any purpose. There's no meaning. But made even worse when people just, I don't know how they do it. I don't really care to find out answers, but I was, again, against my better judgment, looking through Deviant Art. And I found a picture that was pretty much what I like. It is, well, I can't point to it, don't have it, and I'll explain why. It was the big hulking rusting buildings type on the horizon of a decaying and dying city. Not dead, still in use, but slowly dying like a great beast. So I clicked on the artist. There's more of. 55,000 pictures. They'd had the account for 6 months. Who is going to look through 55,000 pictures? No one. When I clicked through and found that, I closed Deviant Art. I didn't care anymore. I was just... all of these things, making pictures, not just thousands, tens of thousands of them per account, and no one is going to ever look at them. Why are we even storing them? What does it matter? And that's my view on it. So thumbs up for AI art, huh? My nose right here where it joins up to my lip. It's just really itchy. And which is weird because I trimmed I do have hairs that come in real closer and I forgot to trim. So that's probably why it's all itchy. But the other thing I wrote up is when I was putting on my stockings this morning, I took a look at my toes. The area that was rubbed raw is almost healed. So only walking to Walmart last night, there and back, helped. So if I just go only to Walmart and back tonight, hopefully tomorrow I'll be able to do a real walkies without ripping open my toe again. Now I'm going to get some kind of file when I go to Walmart today, and because I need to file down that part of my toenail to make sure. And then I also very loud vehicles outside. I also have nasty skin around the cuticles that have built up, so I need to make sure that's not rough. It's not, when I say nasty skin, I don't mean like, tentacles or anything. It's built up, like callus-like. And so, gotta get rid of that just to make sure. But I just thought I'd mention that. And also, I have a Band-Aid here in case you may have noticed while I was gesturing about. This is because I kind of sort of made a mistake by getting the mesh back. I was not thinking. It's nice in that it's cool. I like that part. But a mesh back doesn't have the support that you need because it's mesh. And so it gives. And the lumbar support thing being just plastic and attached to the frame provides a little bit, but not enough support. I have to put my back pillow in here that is really chewed up and was in storage. And even then, because the mesh gives, it doesn't give quite enough support. But that's good information for the next chair. I mean, now that I know that, I'm just working around it by doing my best to put stuff in there. And I have the backup chair in case anything goes wrong or if my back gets so bad I can't do this. which I don't think will happen. I just keep having to remember to move that down, my back pillow, just in case. And of course, why this is torn up is because of the mesh. You saw the way I leaned my arms down to grab my... You don't know that I was grabbing my pillow, but I was grabbing the pillow and pushing it down further. Quite frequently, my hands are back behind cushions or pillows or whatever, and when I slide them down, that mesh is just like sandpaper on my skin, and I wore a hole open there, and it's sore here, but healing from where I'd ripped that open. I have to be careful, which you should always be, but thumbs up for that. And then here's the things the games that I wanted to talk about. I had mentioned before how I had played the adventure of the Amazon warrior in the Muck Elf Swamp thing. I can't remember the first part of it, but you're in the Muck Elf Swamp. And you do fight Muck Elves. Which in this Muck Elf, it just means they're swamp elves. They live in swamps. They do things in swamps instead of happy, friendly, non-swamp areas. But I went and I made up the deck for the last one in the beginning one, so it's all ready to go for the adventure. And there's vampires in the top deck. Well, they might be in the bottom deck. And there's vampire thralls in the top deck. So you're fighting a lot of vampires in the first mission against... It's Lonadine. I don't have the boxes here. I'll put them back up. But this person's all ready to go. And from the 676, just to start with, and some of those stats as high as they are, oh boy, this is going to be some tough fighting, I tell you. I don't think I'm going to be winning that one anytime soon. And then this one's the Muck Elf one. The other one you're going as, again, Lonadine, I'm not sure, but I want to play that. Fairly quick game, not a lot of area to set it up in required. That's a really good thing that helps. Roguewood, I want to play more of that. This is fast, as horribly printed, you know, with the color choices and all that this is. It only takes like 5-10 minutes for a game. Because all you need is one unresolved card, game over. And if you have a sword and you use it to resolve a card, and then the next card comes up and it says you need a sword, you don't have one, game over. So they go fast with pretty quick lose conditions. On the other hand, they're also fairly forgiving in that you're given a lot of stuff. So I do want to play more of this. It was fun. And of course, do I have the box ready? No, of course not. I do want to I have read. I want to play and learn, which means the first time I play it, I'm going to feel all anxious and antsy because I'm not sure I'll be doing it right, and so I'll be anxious and antsy. I probably won't be able to play through a full game, but at least being able to try will be good. And then this one's quick, and on the Dungeon Dive, a very good channel on YouTube, here on YouTube, he had done a thing on Dead End fairly recently, where it is kind of a tower defense, in that you have cards that you're given and you can only shoot in 2 of 3 directions, and you have zombies coming in from potentially on all 3 sides, so you have to strategically choose which ones to shoot in which direction, or hope that you have a card that points in the direction that a lot of zombies are coming from. So yeah, pretty simple, but pretty fun looking. So yeah, I want to try that. So the big reason, of course, is the Guanosine that I've been taking twice a day now where I've been able to push through the executive function more. Now, I've actually on my own been debating taking it 3 times a day, but I'm not sure now because that's really messing around. Because while it is a mild blood pressure med with a side label use of ADHD, it is a blood pressure medication. And while I'm having blood pressure issues, if I get my blood pressure stabilized, I don't want to drive it down. I don't want to drive it down, especially without knowing that I'm doing something. And then the next thing you know, I'm passed out and struggling to survive because my blood pressure is too low. So, I am paranoid about a lot of things. And I don't wish to leave this mortal coil any quicker than I have to. So, I'm not going to be playing games unless I'm really, really sure I'm not going to lose. So, there's that. Now, that's everything that I've got up there on the list, except for talking about creative stuff like Utak, and I am tired. So, call to action. Hey, if you could like, comment, share, subscribe, that would be very, very cool. And I'd like to call out a secret word out into the ether in the hopes that it will be heard and echoed back by being typed into the comments section for 2 reasons. First, of course, blatant engagement farming so that YouTube knows the channel is not exactly totally dead. And also, I am listening to see if anyone will call back. People do play. I do appreciate that. No one is required to, but I do appreciate the fact that people do play. Thumbs up and thank you, the ones that do. And again, those of you that choose not to, that's fine. You don't have to. I wouldn't force you even if I could. Each one of my Patreon patrons, you are beautiful and awesome people. Thumbs up and thank you for your help. The world doesn't need to be as hard as it is, but it is as hard as it is. And this old man, well, I'll cop to older. This older man appreciates the help. Thank you so much. Everybody that leaves me a comment, you two are beautiful and awesome in your own ways. Thumbs up and thank you. I read every comment, thumbs up every one I can, and answer as many as my nerve compression will allow. Thumbs up and thank you. Now, I did mention that I do call out a secret word. The secret word this time is nurse. So if you could type nurse into the comments for, again, blatant engagement farming, and I'm listening. And again, if you choose not to play, you don't have to. And if you do, thumbs up and thank you. Yay! So I'm going to edit, render, upload, take care of myself by watching videos, which I've largely been doing this morning. I'm going to play video games because I enjoy doing so. And then I'm going to go on the walkies that I can because I need to exercise because I need to lose weight. Hokey smokes. I don't want to get any fatter than I am because I've been big. I was going to say most and highest at the same time. At my highest, after my wife died, I was at 325. And then, not much long after that, I got really sick, couldn't eat, and lost half my body weight, down to 160. Well, that's too low. I was pretty happy around 190, 200. That's not a bad weight. Well, I have been struggling while my weight has slowly crept upward to 240. So yeah, for my health, I need to be out walking. Anyway though, I hope you can get done the things that you would like to get done, because that's a very good thing. Thumbs up for that. And until we meet again, you take care. Have a great day today. I will see you on the flip side, and that is indeed a very, very good thing. Or at least I think so.